Hello and welcome to another Let's Play Pokemon TCG Online. I'm Daniel, one of the hosts on the Reasons I'm Broke podcast. Every single week we put up some different comics, or reviews I should say, based on comics, and we also talk about movies, TV, video games, and more. You can find that podcast right here on YouTube, as well as Stitcher and iTunes. But here we're going to go up against a deck that looks like it's pretty varied. It looks like a Fairy and Psychic and Grass deck. First opponent is Rogue Zephyr. Let's see, it looks like they elected to go first. And we do start off with two Gengars. Awesome. Two full art Gengars. Hump in the air Gengars, I like to call them. And we've got the couple of Charons, so we can go ahead and get started with a bunch of extra cards once it is actually our turn. So it looks like we are going to go up against an Eevee deck, which we don't go up against too often, but I do see them at Pokemon League every now and again, and they do move pretty quick, and they seem to be very strong, especially against EXs, I believe. That's what they're built around. But the Energy Evolution will let them evolve. There we go, even if they're placed on the very first turn. Alright, so let's get some energies first. There we go. We'll feed the Gengar here in a minute, but let's see what else we get. There we go, a little Litwick versus Seeker. We'll get that draw 3 right back. We'll feed the Gengar, and we're going to do the attack on the Sylveon, actually, since that is who they're going to build up, and I don't think the Skitty could hurt us too much. Let's see what they have. Flip a coin. If heads, your opponent's active Pokemon is now paralyzed for 30, or, yep, that's what they're going to end up going with. If we are paralyzed, we can't do anything our turn, and Tails, cool. So we can't actually attack. Maybe we'll get a double colorless energy. There it is. Alright, so maybe I'll put on some pressure. So let's go ahead and put out the Dimension... No, let's not put out Dimension Valley quite yet. Let's go ahead and double colorless on them. Do the Dark Corridor attack onto the Delcatty. We'll put out the other Gengar, and it's their turn. So they're down to 10 HP after this. Maybe it'll force them to use a Pokemon Center Lady. There it is. So early on, at least, they did get to use that. And they're down to 40. We're down to 37. There's another 30. Are we paralyzed? We are not. Awesome. So we'll put some more damage counters on the Sylveon out there. First, let's draw 3. Another Gengar. Awesome. And the Rock Guard. I do want to put it on the Chandelier eventually, but we haven't drawn that quite yet. So let's do a Night Attack. We'll do 3 damage counters onto Sylveon. So they've got 30 left. We should be able to knock it out next turn, which is probably what I'll go for instead of the Delcatty. Looks like they put out a Jolteon. Pin Missile for 4 coins times the number of electric attacks, or electric energies, I believe that's what the card said. Haven't really used one of those. Haven't ever had an Eevee deck. There it is. We do get a Chandelier. Let's draw 3. Let's get the Great Ball and another Chandelier in case we end up drawing another Litwick. Alright, what do we want to do here? I think I do want to knock out that Sylveon, so let's go ahead and feed. We'll feed the Litwick for now. There we go. And the Night Attack on the Sylveon for the knockout. So early on, it looks like we are going to get a prize first. So I did want to see this Jolteon here. Flip 4 coins. This attack does 40 damage times the number of heads. Okay, so in general, they're just going to flip 4. So they're going to try to go for the Paralyze again. And they don't get it. They haven't gotten 1 heads. Alright, so let's go ahead and get some more energies. The last 2 in the deck. Let's play that Rock Guard onto the Litwick. We'll put a regular energy onto Gengar EX. And I will actually play the Dimension Valley as well. And Dark Corridor for the knockout after this. There we go, with the poisoning that does knock out the Delcatty. What do we have here? We've got an Eevee with 50 HP. We've got the Jolteon, which is probably who they're going to have to put out next, and they will be able to attack with it. There it is. So they'll have the opportunity to evolve the Eevee if they can get an energy on it. We're down to 25 on our end, 37 for them. On their deck, at least. We can probably do, at the rate this is going, we should be able to do 3 matches. We'll see. Alright, so 20 damage onto Gengar EX. We're down to 120. Alright, we do get another Litwick. There's an Evo Soda. Let's go ahead and put the Lampent out there. Awesome. We'll feed the Lampent so we can evolve it into a Chandelier next turn. I don't need to draw any more cards, so I'm actually going to go for the Dark Corridor attack for 60 damage on the Jolteon. Let's put out the other Gengar. They're down to 20 on Jolteon, and that means if they leave out the Jolteon, we'll actually go after the Leafeon next. Instead of attacking it, we'll let the poisoning do the knockout and the damage. Yep, looks like they do leave out Jolteon. 60, we're down to 20. And we get another Litwick. Alright, so let's go ahead and evolve into Chandelier. There it is. And we'll do the Night Attack onto the Leafeon for 30, and they're knocked out with the poisoning. 3 prizes left. They haven't knocked out anyone yet, but they will get that opportunity with this Gengar. But that's why I do have the teammates, which we can use next turn if they do knock out the Gengar. Alright, so they do get a Tails. So 50 damage for the knockout on the Gengar EX. We're going to put out the other Gengar for the knockout on the Leafeon. Alright, so let's go ahead and play the teammates. Look for those rare candies. There's one. And let's see if I can get a Muscle Band. Nope, they end up conceding the match. Okay. That would have been... Yeah, we were getting some really good setups on that end, but yeah, it was ahead on prizes. So we get 5 coins for winning, or 16 coins for winning, and 5 from the bonus wheel. So let's go ahead and finish that and jump into another match here. I do want to remind everyone, if you want to subscribe to the channel, just click on the Reasons I'm Broke logo at the top right-hand corner of the screen. Next opponent uses Psychic Pokemon as well as Colorless. The opponent is Gensuke. And yes, we will go first. What have we got? We do start off with a Litwick. I do like to start out with Gengars, but we'll take what we can get. There we go. Oh, there's another Buffalo deck. Been running into a lot of those lately. Alright, so let's go ahead and put a Special Energy onto the Litwick. We'll get that draw 3 right back. And then we'll end our turn. Alright, so we've got a pretty good opportunity here. A decent start because we do have that rare candy. If we can draw up a Dimension Valley, that would really help us out. Because then we'll be able to attack the next turn with the Chandelier. So let's see what ends up happening. We do have that chance with the draw 3. We'll end up drawing 4 next turn in total. 43 cards left in our deck. Always possible that it's in our prizes, but there's the Miltank. And they've got a Ralts on the bench who has 60 HP. We've got the Miltank for 100. That Powerful Friends attack is amazing. You can really knock out your Pokemon quickly if you have that at the start. I saw that in combination with, I believe, Caterpie. And when they brought that up to a Butterfree, it was insane. They could just do a ton of damage. Alright, looks like they chose to power up their Miltank instead. So we do have another Litwick. We have the rare candy. Let's go ahead and draw 3. Alright, so we can use the rare candy onto Chandelier. There it is. And I guess we'll feed another energy onto Chandelier. We cannot do anything this turn. So that'll do it. No Dimension Valley, so no double colorless energy either. I really did want to go for a knockout on the Ralts, and there it goes. They already evolved it into Kirlia. Alright, at least we got to evolve this turn, and we do get a Gengar out of it with a Muscle Band as well, and we do get a Teammates right back. Double colorless energy, still no Dimension Valley, but it's not a big deal. They end up putting out another Buffalo. And that's it. Looks like they're mainly setting up their bench. So we're going to keep that pressure on. Or at least start putting it on here. I hate to put on 2 special energies onto Chandelier, but that's really all. I do want to attack immediately, so let's go ahead and do that. There we go. Curse Drop. We're going to put all 6 onto the Miltank. Since that is who they're actually building up. I'm curious, once they get to the final evolution there, if that's going to be some kind of ability that's going to help them out that turn. We'll be able to knock out the Miltank next turn, and then we'll put the other 2 onto the other one. There it is. Alright, so what's it do? No ability. And it has no energies on it yet. Double weakness to Psychic. They get an extra 20 HP with that item, so they're up to 160. And that's all they're going to do, so we're going to keep punishing the bench then. Alright, so special energy onto Litwick. We'll do the Curse Drop. 1, 2, 3, 4. And we'll put the last 2 onto the Galley. There's an energy. That's what I wanted, a regular energy. Unfortunately, I now have a bunch, 4 energies in total onto Chandelier with that double colorless. But at least I got to spread out my special energies around. These give me that free retreat cost onto the Chandelier, which I do like to use in combination with the Gengar EX. So there's another N. Alright. Oh, Rock Guard. Awesome. That kind of helps. There's a Crushing Hammer. What do we get? And they get a Tails. Good. We do get a Lampent out of that N as well, so we'll be able to evolve Litwick next turn. So there's the switch. They're going to put out the Miltank, and they're going to go for 80 damage onto the Chandelier. Alright, so now we got to make some choices here. Let's go ahead and draw 3. We can evolve next turn onto the other. So yeah, I'm going to put out a fresh Chandelier instead next turn. So let's put that out. We'll feed the Gengar EX. Can't use that this turn because we just evolved it, so we're going to do a Curse Drop. We're going to go for... Let's go all 6 onto Gallade. So the Gallade's down to 80. Hopefully the Fainting Spell works when they knock out the Chandelier with the Miltank. And we'll have a... Theoretically, we should have a Chandelier next turn ready to go. All thanks to the Evo Soda. What do we have onto Gengar? We've got that Muscle Band on him, so he'll do 80 instead of the 60 on the Dark Corridor attack. Don't have a Lysander, so we can't go for an immediate knockout on the Gallade, but that would be nice. There's the Professor Juniper. They'll get 7 more cards. They're down to 25 on their end. They've used up 11. What do we have here? Just 1 energy on that Buffalint. Alright, let's see what they go with. So there it is. They're going for the knockout onto Chandelier. Fainting Spell does not work this time. That's alright. We're going to put out... We've got 80 left on that Gallade. Let's put out the Lampent with that Rock Guard. So there's... We do get a Gengar EX. Let's do the Evo Soda. Get that Chandelier. Evolve that. We'll draw 3. 2 more Litwicks. Alright, so we have enough energy to attack with the double colorless onto the Chandelier. There's a Curse Drop, so we're going to put all 6 onto the Gallade again. And we've got the Rock Guard onto... Actually, what I could have done too is done 4 onto Miltank. Then it would have forced him to switch if he didn't want to be knocked out by the Rock Guard. But maybe we'll do that next turn. There's the Crushing Hammer. All right, let's see if it works for them this time. It does not. All right. So we're good on that end. They're down to 24. We've each got 1 prize. And they shouldn't be able to knock us out with 1. So... we will be able to knock out the Miltank and the Gallade, actually. We should be able to. Oh, there it is. Pokemon Center Lady. Never mind. Alright, so what are we going to do here? If they do attack with the Rock Guard on our Chandelier, that's 60 onto Miltank. I'll probably do 40, put another 20 onto Gallade, which means if they attack us next turn with the Gallade even, that'll be another knockout. So we'll be down to we'll have 2 prizes after that, and the Buffalins to deal with after. Let's see if it actually works out that way. They can play anything at any time. They can put out a different Pokemon completely. So they're going to go ahead and get 2 more energies with that Professor's Letter. Let's see if it works out that way. Kind of planning ahead. It's always important. And we've got some couple of Charons, so we'll get even more cards out of this. I do want to eventually power up this Gengar EX. How many energies have we gone through? Just 1 basic, but a couple of special energies that we cannot get back. Oh, they end up switching. Alright, so they put out the Gallade, so they may be able to go for the knockout instead. Nope, 80 damage onto Chandelier, and what's it do? Does it force me to switch? Yeah. Alright, so let's put out Gengar. So they're down to 20 on that end. Let's put out the Dimension Valley, which will let us attack. Yes, we do get a special energy. Alright, so let's put the Spirit Link. We'll evolve. There it is, Mega Gengar. And here's what we're going to do, Brokettes. We're going to do a free retreat onto the Chandelier, Curse Drop, 1, 2, and the rest are going to go onto the Miltank. So there's a knockout. Alright. So 60 down on Miltank. If they try to attack us with that, they'll be knocked out with the Rock Guard. We got really lucky in drawing the special energy, which gave us the free retreat cost. Either way, we could have knocked out the Gallade with the Dark Corridor, but did not end up going in that direction. There's a Muscle Band, so that should be a knockout on our Chandelier. Let's see if the Feigning Spell activates. If not, we'll at least have the Rock Guard, which will put 60, and we'll be able to knock it out next turn with Gengar EX. No rare candies, no energies, although we will be able to get some with that Professor's Letter. So there's the knockout on their end. Feigning Spell does work, so we bring down the Buffalint with us. So they're going to get their prize. We'll get our prize next. There it is. And we do get an energy. Awesome. Let's see who they end up putting out. There's the Miltank. We're going to knock it out next turn with a Dark Corridor attack. Let's get some more energies. There we go. Let's get a draw 3. Energy Retrieval. That's pretty awesome. All right. Might be able to use that. Let's go ahead and feed the Mega Gengar first. How many have we gone through? One. Just one. So it wouldn't make sense to use Energy Retrieval quite yet. All right. So let's go for the knockout with Dark Corridor attack. We'll put out the Mega Gengar, and there's another knockout. So they're down to just the Buffalint, which has no energies on it. And we should be able to do 60 damage for now. If they put out an EX, there's a Rayquaza EX. I'm going to drag that out for the Lysander. If not, I can actually use that attack if they put it out. Yes, they do. What do we have? Discard the top 3 cards of your deck. If your opponent's active Pokemon is an EX, it's attacked with 50 more damage. So that's actually not going to help us out at all. But I could go for the knockout with 100 damage onto the Buffalint. So what am I going to do here? Alright, I don't have any special energies. I think I am going to go ahead and go for the poisoning, though. So here's what we're going to do, Brokettes. We're going to... 100 damage. Yeah, we're going to drag out that Rayquaza. There it is. Alright, we're going to retreat, put out the Gengar. We'll get that Lysander right back. Awesome. We'll get an energy retrieval, get 2 energies back from what we discarded. Dark Corridor attack, we're going to poison up the Rayquaza, put out the Mega Gengar EX. They're down to 80, so if we knock out the Rayquaza, that is it. And we do have a Lysander, so even if they retreat, we can drag it right back out. They could have a Pokemon Center Lady still, but let's find out. So far, I haven't predicted what they've been doing too well, so... They got rid of the Spirit Link, they got rid of the Muscle Band. Alright. So that brings down our Gengar's attack to 60. So they're going to do 60 onto Mega Gengar EX with the Intensifying Burn. We're down to 160, they're down to 70. Alright, we should be able to knock it out, and that will be game. Alright, Phantom Gate attack. We're going to use their attack, which is the Dragon Pulse for 100. We discard the top 3 cards in our deck. And that'll do 100 damage onto Rayquaza EX, and that's the victory for the last 2 prizes. So Mega Gengar really came through, and the Lysander is always really important, really helps us out. So there we go, 5 coins from the wheel, 6 for winning. And as always, we're going to end the video by opening up some booster packs. So let's head on over to our collection. Some Roaring Skies still left. We've got 30 packs, so let's go ahead and open 4. Here we go. Let's see, nothing new yet. Alright, we did get a Reverse Hollow Skyfield, that's pretty awesome. And a Talonflame. Alright, let's open up another. See if we get lucky and get any more EXs. We have gotten a bunch of Rayquazas, it seems like. There's a new one, the Shuppet Reverse Hollow. Oh, look at that. Full Art Thundurus EX. That's a really cool looking card. Let's take a look at that. Flip a coin. If heads, this attack does 30 more damage. If tails, your opponent's active Pokemon is now paralyzed. Pretty good. Voltage Rush. This Pokemon does 50 damage to itself. So it's kind of like an all-out attack, basically, if you want to go for a knockout, like in that case with the Rayquaza when we wanted to go for the knockout on the last 2 prizes. Alright, what do we have here? There we go. Looks like a Shedinja, which is a rare, and an Unpheasant. Looks like a Reverse Hollow. Yep, Reverse Hollow Unpheasant. One more. One more, Brokettes. Let's see. Did really well with that Full Art. Mega Turbo, we're seeing a lot of those in play now. Reverse Hollow Firo. And a Deoxys during your opponent's next turn. This Pokemon's Overdrive Smash does 60 more damage. 6, 7, 8, 9. Not bad. If you go first, you can use this attack on your first turn, draw 2 cards. It's an alright card, Deoxys. Not something that you see too much in play, at least that I haven't ran into. But there we go, Brokettes. Thank you so much for joining us on this Let's Play Pokemon TCG Online. Don't forget to click on the Reasons I'm Broke logo at the top right-hand corner of the screen so you can get future Let's Plays for Pokemon TCG Online, as well as the podcast that Kelly and I put up every single week covering comics, movies, TV, video games, and more. If you want to follow us on Twitter, Instagram, Tumblr, anywhere, you can go ahead and head on over to nerdupmedia.com, click on the Reasons I'm Broke, and you can find the link to everywhere you can find us and follow us. So thank you so much for the support, thank you for watching, and we'll see you on the next one.